Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and I have a lot of furnaces left over from when I built the furnace house out of furnaces, and I figured I would do the logical thing with all of these spare items. That's right, I'm going to make myself an entire furnace biome, because, you know, if there's one thing that furnaces are lacking, it's a biome in my world, and so let's do precisely that today. Gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be one of these Let's Plays where instead of just skipping past it and you imagining me placing all of these furnaces, no, you can physically watch me place all of the furnaces in what is, in my opinion, one of the most fun ways to play Minecraft. Rather than pretending like an hour of Minecraft takes 5 minutes and, you know, doing it while snipping into... No, you're watching the entire thing today, and I hope you enjoyed that, because I wanted to talk about my last week. It's been a somewhat bad week for myself, if you don't know. I was in quite a bad accident, and today was the day I went to the hospital to see, like, exactly what was wrong with me. And it's crazy because it was like this thing I'd built up in my head about, like, ooh, no, yeah, I gotta go on one of those machines. I don't even know how those machines work, an MRI, in case you don't know. And all it ended up being was like, oh yeah, guy looked at my arm, said, it's probably fine. If you can do the Superman motion, then there's nothing wrong with it. And I thought that was the most interesting criteria to use as to, like, how whether an arm is fine or not. But it's what the bone doctor says, and the bone doctor is smarter than me, not a bone doctor, which is hard to admit sometimes, right? And so yeah, one of the it's interesting because a lot of people like find it weird if you have trust in professionals or experts. Like these days, the popular thing is to be like, ooh, well, you see, just because this person knows what they're talking about, they actually don't understand that, like, ooh, systemic, this, that, the other, and really their opinion is not their own, and, you know, something like that. But something I think, also, I think because we can't place furnaces on furnaces, it might be smart to, like, place going down in front of ourselves like this. Just a pro tip right there. But yeah, I love the furnace biome so far. We've made some great progress. But one of the weird little quirks, I would say, of the world that we live in is that we find it very easy to be like, just because someone who spent years learning something says it doesn't mean it's really true. And I think that's I think that's because of the fact that, like, yeah, people aren't always consistently the best version of themselves. This is something that we kind of realize more and more as you see that, like, oh yeah, this person who's like an incredibly highly paid lawyer, actually, they're just kind of winging it every day, responding to emails in the way that hopefully doesn't upset their clients. Oh yeah, this is a doctor where they have patients' life and death in their hands. He didn't get much sleep last night and he's gonna just wing it on a Red Bull or something like that because it's his job to. Honestly, it tells you more about the whole system of, like, you have a job to do and it doesn't matter how you feel about doing the job, you'd better do the job attitude that we have in society. But, like, yeah, actually, people aren't always consistently the best versions of themselves. And sometimes I feel that about myself when it comes to this Let's Play. I mean, is YouTuber not the world's easiest job, some would say, many would say. You just sit there in front of Minecraft and you play some stuff, right? And so therefore, how could you not be consistent? Can you not, because this is the Let's Play Monday, can I not sit down every Monday and record one of these? Of course I can, but the question is whether I think I can do a good job at it. The question is what the Let's Play looks like. And so one of the things I wanted to dive back into, just because it's more fun to me, like it's something I genuinely enjoy, is doing the whole, like, yeah, actually, let's just do a lot of long talking in a row. I really enjoy just watching video games be played as they actually are, you know? Like, even though, you know, like, I don't know, 100-day videos, what, you take 16 hours of footage, you make it 16 minutes? There's something fun about that too. You love to see progress and you love to see cuts and to see, you know, progress pics or whatever. Or progress videos even. Like, I like my survival project series for that reason. But also, sometimes you just want to watch a game, you want to hang out as you actually would. Imagine if hanging out with your friends was, like, TikTokified. So instead of saying, like, oh, how's everyone doing? You have a good time at the game last night? Or I don't know what people actually do in their spare time. Instead it was like, so, you know, how about that drama with you and that girl? Oh, did you hear, you know, like, I don't know, like, there's like 5 really spicy topics you could cut down a conversation to, but it's more fun to have the long form and be like, so, how do you actually feel about this? Rather than, you know, I guess the difference here is, like, would you rather have a conversation in the style it's done on, like, a Twitter, where it's just people yelling at each other incomprehensibly? Or would you rather have a conversation where, like, actually, let's have some real nuance and all grow as people by the end? And I guess realistically, most people would pick the one that doesn't involve growing as people, because who wants to grow as a person? If you wanted to grow as a person, you would have done so already. No, you're here for entertainment, which is why I guess consistency is hard. Anyway, so the point I'm trying to raise with this, my very poor point, honestly, is that being consistent is one of the hardest things about being anything. Like, it really hit me today as, like, again, there was a bone doctor. His name was, it was Rack, like, R-A-K. Like, it was not a name I'd heard before. Like, again, I'm not gonna imply some ethnicity where, like, that's even a normal thing. But I was like, oh, that's cool. It's Rack the Doctor. And, to him, it's like, yeah, this is an open shut. Like, he saw something in there where he was like, yeah, this is wonderful. I am done. I don't even need to think about this anymore. And it was great, and it's wonderful. And, like, I was happy with that because it tells me that I can just ignore, you know, everything because it's all muscle injury and not bone injury. I don't know why, but you have to be less careful with your muscles than your bones. I think that's true. You know, if it's not true, I wouldn't know. I didn't go to a muscle doctor, so not my problem. Oh, we ran out of furnaces. I guess that's the end of this Let's Play episode. So I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like, favorite, subscribe to see more of these. No, we're not obviously done. What we're going to do instead is I took some cobblestone with me from the chests. Because everywhere in this world, because I love mining so much, I just leave cobblestone left around in chests everywhere. And so I figured it would be fun to take some of that cobblestone with me and take true advantage of it. So let's take a axe out. And let's actually even, let's go a step further than this for fun. Let's replace this entire tree with crafting tables. Because every one wood block turns into 4 planks. 4 planks turns into 1 crafting table. I'm just saying, it's a perfect coincidence that makes for a perfect tree. That makes for a perfect collection of furnaces. Yeah, I actually really do like that. I think next time I'll do the block higher up too, even though that starts to disintegrate the tree. But yeah, let's do that again. I enjoy that great amounts. So we'll try it here and just see how it goes, and then we'll work it out from there, I guess. Honestly, crafting table trees should be a type of tree that exists. If I ever make a map, you can, or a game mode for Minecraft, you can guarantee crafting table trees are one of the features. Anyway, also, you know, if I was making Minecraft more realistic but harder, this is a challenge I've been thinking about in my head for some reason. Wouldn't it be fun if, like, instead of full damage just murdering you from dumb heights, what if instead you got, like, effects from it, like slowness for a few minutes, or, you know, like your jumps worked less because your legs are broken? I know, I've been thinking about, like, difficulty in Minecraft and how to make it more fun for no reason, when really I should be doing this. In fact, I'd say a lot of my problems in life are like, I look at a problem and I'm like, oh, that's a big thing that should be worked on, and then I'll entirely ignore it until the next time it pops up and I'm like, oh god, I said I would do that, didn't I? Which is kind of to go back to the whole bone doctor and really society thing. It's kind of how a lot of people treat the world. It's kind of it used to really annoy me that, like, oh, the way you get a response from someone is by pestering them. Like, rather than everyone just doing what they need to do, people wait until you pester them, and then when you pester them, they're like, oh, thank you for pestering me. This is exactly what I wanted. I'll get right back to you ASAP. Like, I'm in the middle of a 4-month-long. I recorded a sponsored video in like June or May, and I'm still in the process of getting paid for it because every single time I'm like, hey, can I just have an update on the many thousands of pounds that you owe me for work that I did a long time ago and which should have been paid, you know, like 15 days afterwards. They're like, oh, you see, it's an issue that your signature looks very slightly different there, and so that's why we took months there. And it's like, that sounds like an excuse and not a reason, but I digress, I guess. But yeah, no, being consistent is hard, and even being consistent in terms of, like, I really like those crafting table trees, by the way. I feel like, oh no, the leaves are, like, melting around them. But otherwise, I like the trees. So let's go home. Let's get some more cobblestone. Turn it into more furnaces. Because this furnace biome is looking... Actually, let's give it a look. Let's F1ify it. Yeah, I like this so far. It looks like a stone beach from 1.18. Honestly, I could believe that's what it was. I'd be like, yep, that's all you did here. You made a stone beach, and it's nice. But is it nice enough? The answer is yes, it is nice enough. Okay, so let's go back through the nether. Let's grab some cobblestone, and let's bring you along for the adventure. Rather than just pretending like, ooh, let's go get resources magically. No, here's how Minecraft actually works. I know I'm in a minority for this, because people love to watch crazily edited video. Wait, am I using the right mic? I am, okay. People love to watch crazy edited videos, and there's a great reason why. But sometimes I just like seeing a thing how it is, you know? The world is so much more interesting when you learn to, rather than trying to see it in a weird way, is like try to accept what's there and like, you know, like see what's actually happening. Like so many, I don't know, for example, everyone loves to hear about like tourist traps, right? Or things that tourists do that are dumb. Do you know, for example, there is this, so M&Ms are a, an American candy, they're like chocolates, right? I have no idea how anyone could watch this video without knowing about M&Ms, so I'll just assume you know about M&Ms for the sake of this video. Everyone knows about them, right? I hope. Actually, let's grab some cobblestone from here. But, so you know, and you know that they are American. If you don't, now you know. And so one of the biggest tourist attractions in London, that is like commonly ripped on because it's one of the dumbest things in my mind that you can do. I think I used all of the cobblestone here already. Is there is a giant, it's one of the biggest like rental spaces in London. It costs them hundreds of thousands a year to rent this space, and it's M&M World. And so you can go to London, you know, the city with all these historic things, all these great, even if you want modern things, there's so many great British sites. It's even, the M&M World is in a pretty interesting area, and you can go and look at American candy that you can buy. You can buy different colors of M&Ms. You can buy M&M hats. And it's like, yeah, but anything that you buy is going to be an American candy that you bought at a store that just happens to be in London. But yeah, it is one of the most popular things. And some people love to view that through the lens of, haha, people are dumb pieces of, you know, gravel. Like, they are not smart human beings. And so, like, talking about tourist traps is a great way to, like, get people infused about, like, yes, I am very smart. I would not fall for such a thing because I am smart and everyone else is not. But whenever you look at, like, touristy things, let's even say tourist trappy things. I think I might need to go to a crafting table multiple times for this, by the way. But when you look at most touristy things, it almost always comes with this caveat of like, yeah, when people are on holiday, they make significantly, or vacation, they make significantly fewer critical decisions about things. And they're like less, you know, like annoyed about, what they want is they want a good time and they'll pay more for it. And, you know, like they want it to be easier. And so that is why places like this pop up. And they're popular. Like, people who go there, they're not unhappy when they realize, oh, no, you're right, M&Ms are American. They're like, oh my god, it's like American candy, but here in London. You guys have M&Ms too? I'm as shocked as when I discovered y'all had running water. You know, that's my favorite type of American. People who like didn't realize that there was society outside of America, like, which, you know, I can understand thinking that, like, you know, at least I can understand the stereotype of like, oh yeah, you don't see Africa very much, and so you might think that some African countries are just all tribe-based. They don't have roads. It's wrong, but at least you can be like, that's the only exposure you have. But it's like, how would your only exposure to, like, the UK, for example, be through means where you assume that we don't have the necessities of whatever, you're not. Human beings are weird, and one of the ways in which human beings are weird are the fact that we underassume. Again, like, I guess that's the same, that's wanting to assume that your country is so good that you have to assume other countries are bad to make that phenom work. Which, you know, like that is a popular thing that British people like to do. Like, we hate our own country till someone else criticizes it, then we're like, yeah, but yours sucks more. Like, do you know what America does? I literally can't mention it here in this because it's a Minecraft video on YouTube, and there are strong words against talking about mutilating you know, young children. But every single, there's one country in the world and one religion, I'll admit. It's a very small religion. If you don't know, there's only, I think I learned how many Jews there are in the world the other day, and it's like 14 million or something. Like, there are basically no Jews in the world. Don't look into why that is. Don't look into what happened there. But so there's very few Jews in the world, and they do this thing. And Americans also do this thing that Jewish people do. Again, it happens to children. You have no say in the matter. It just is a thing that happens. And it is, again, it is not the way human beings naturally are, and it is just this one country. And again, I want to clarify also, it's technically also this one religion. And they're like, yeah, but that's like objectively better because like it's because everyone does it, and so it's better. And it's like, but everyone doesn't do it. It's just your one country and these 14 million people who do it for religious reasons. And it's like, no, but you misunderstand. Everyone I know is like that, and so it's better. And it's like, okay, that's that's high quality arguing. I get so genuinely annoyed, like, hearing people defend, like, doing bad things to, you know, like, people who have no choice in the matter. And it's like, is that really, like, you know, is that the best thing we can do? Is the best we can do for young people to mess around with their you know, I don't know. You know, some people decide the answer is yes, and some people are weird, I guess. Speaking of some people, see, right, I'm passionate about that, but only because so many people have defended it in reverse. I bet if you're like, oh my god, I love how you guys are so sophisticated over there. You don't even, you know, chop off a major part of anatomy that exists in 50% of the population. Oh my god, that's like so cool, you guys. I'd be like, no, it's better when you, you know, like, destroy. I think that human beings shouldn't have the right to decide what happens to their own body. Thank you very much. Because, I mean, in a way, we already don't make the decisions about our own body. Like, we make these arguments all the time about, like, ooh, well, really, it's, like, my body, so, like, I get to choose what happens to it. And it's like, well, that's actually, no, there's lots of things we'll do to you, against your will. Like, imagine, imagine my body, my choice being used as an argument, like, oh, well, you see, you might want to take me to prison, but if you want to take me to prison, my body will be there. And, you know, this is my body, I have to choose where it goes, and I'm choosing not prison. And then the judge is like, well, I see no greater argument than that. Your case dismissed. You know, one of my favorite, like, dumb thoughts is like, you know, what if they try to send you to prison, just don't go. What are they gonna do in retaliation? Are they gonna send you to prison? Same idea as, like, how, you know, like, if you don't pay your taxes, what are they gonna do? Send you to prison? The one that's funded with your tax money? Ooh, can't fund that prison with which to send me to. It's funny how that, like, never actually, like, well, you know, this is so many tangents of a tangent of a tangent. We kind of wanna, you know, I need to kill a cow. Let's do it. Being a consistent person is hard because you're always surrounded by different factors that do slightly change you as a person. Again, the fact that I will defend the I can't even say it actually, but you know, the fact that I'll defend the dumbest of you know, practices, just because I'm mad, you know, like, I'm a pretty contrarian person. I'm altered by the room I'm in, but in, like, the negative way, where, like, whatever room I'm in, I'm the opposite. Like, you know, I get into a, you know, space filled with incredibly, you know, incredibly, like, happy people who are, like, doomers about the future, which is one of the most annoying things to me. Like, it's people are like, don't let them take your future away, and then people, like, will ruin their life protecting a future for that reason. Like, oh yeah, if I don't spend all day posting about climate change on Twitter, if I don't dedicate, what is, oh, it's a, I thought I was taking random fall damage, but there's just 3 drowns chilling in the ocean here. That's nice. I'm glad that they found friends, and that I now murdered them. See, it's okay that I'm murdering them, though, after they found friends, because really it's his friends were murdered, so it's better for him to be murdered. As we all know, the best argument for anything is that, well, all the people you know are doing the thing. And so that's exactly how we should do the thing, too. Let's not think about any radical systemic changes. Anyway, so, as I was saying, I think that being consistent is hard because you're always surrounded by different people, and you're always in different situations, too. Even this Let's Play, right? This is me talking to myself. This is one of those rare situations in life where you get to have an unabridged conversation about a thing and not get cut off because, why are you talking about that, Toy Cat? Male circumcision is not an exciting topic for the internet. But, you know, even though that is true, even though it's a thing, it's like, yeah, well, you know, someone needs to say it. It's important in the context of a discussion about how we will change our minds and perspectives depending on who we want to be. And so that's why I find it a struggle to be like, this person is very good at their job because they're an expert. It's like they are likely to be good at their job, but it doesn't mean they're always good at their job, right? Like, there is no such thing as a flawless human being. And so people can then take that and be like, yeah, well, this person made a mistake, and therefore you can't trust them. But that's one of the other tricky things, is like, we way over assume, like, people use logic like that to justify, like, well, and that's why I'm smarter than all the scientists. The scientists say that, you know, like, ooh, putting things in your body that are approved and have been put into millions of other people's bodies is safe to do so. But you know what I say to scientists? I say, actually, maybe, just maybe, you're incorrect. And because, you know, my friend's cousin felt bad once. Yeah, how's that for evidence, scientists? And they're like, actually, that would be a data point. But the point is that you weigh up the data points, and that's how you make actual evidence. You can't say that once I ate rat poison and I didn't die, and therefore everyone can eat rat poison. You say, oh, you were likely to die from rat poison, and it's a shame that you didn't, right? I mean, maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. Maybe we should all keep eating rat poison till we find out, is it safe to eat the rat poison? Also, this biome is surprisingly nice. I feel like I want to continue along the shore a bit more. And, you know, this is the problem with making a biome of something, is you reach a point where you're like, okay, when does this stop? I think we get more benefit from going further into the ocean. So we got a few furnaces left. We'll kind of take advantage of it that way. But yeah, so I find myself in the interesting position of trying hard to be consistent, where like things around are hard. Like being a consistent human being is like a very hard thing, because yeah, your situation is changing all the time, and it's forcing you to work out like, oh, yeah, actually, I thought this, but clearly now I'm in this situation, and now it looks different, you know? You know, I know an easy example to be like hypocritical about would be like, I used to think that I was I used to think that I didn't care about insurance fraud, and then insurance fraud happened to me. My, I don't know, premiums have gone up or something, and now I wish, because here's an actual example, right? I genuinely don't understand why insurance fraud is a crime. It's like you are committing a criminal crime, I should say, like one where you get punished by the government. Shouldn't it be the insurance company's issue if you try to trick the insurance company? Like, if they don't want you to trick them, then they shouldn't be trickable. You know, they go through so much effort not to pay out on genuine claims that, like, surely it's their problem when someone does the opposite. But it's the same to them, right? Like, tricks them into paying money as opposed to them tricking you into paying money and then not paying out. Whatever. But like, you know, maybe if someone had committed insurance fraud against me, you know, like I'm driving my car and they're like, you hit me, because they revert. I've heard that's a common scam people use to like get their cars destroyed so they get a new car. They just like drive way too close to someone so you hit them, and I don't know if that's true, but if it had happened, maybe I'd be like, oh, you like ruined my day, dude. I wish you were in prison right now. And I'd be like, oh, ooh, I guess that's my opinion, huh? I think that happens to people a lot. But like, I think also on other notes, like, I really, really, really thought that you know, like one of the coolest trends in Minecraft was this whole like 100-day thing, right? I was like, oh, that's awesome. I love people actually playing survival, make it into videos. It's great. But then I saw a few fake ones, and I was like, well, it's fine. You know, like a few fakes doesn't ruin the batch. And then you see, then I made one. I actually made two, and they took me. And then they took so long to edit that the trend had basically gone by the time it was done. They took someone, like, again, like, the amount of, you're talking about 16 to 20 hours of footage you've got to edit right there. Of course that's, of course it's insane. I don't know how I ever assumed that it wasn't. And, so yeah, long story short, to cut a short story long, I guess. Like, I realized, like, oh, yeah, this situation has made me realize something else. Or so many other examples, right? Like, I used to think, when I was, Well, I like that was a phase in my life where I used to think like, wouldn't having a jealous girlfriend be cool? Because like that means that clearly cares about you and wants you. It's like a showing of like your importance all the time. Isn't that great? I even had one of my first long-term relationships was with someone who was like super jealous. Like the times we got on best was like just before I was about to go out with friends, because they were that worried I would cheat on them. It goes a lot deeper than that, but again, we're gonna keep things YouTube safe for here. But many good things happened as a result of this. But also, it's like, wait a minute, why should I have to wait until they feel insecure for good things to happen? You know, is that the ideal? Is that the dream that anyone actually wants, or is that actually a sign that, you know, like the opposite, that it's terrible all the time, except for when it's not? Yeah, I think having all the furnaces placed the same way was kind of a good thing. Anyway, so being consistent is hard because you're changing all the time, and your situation is changing, and you're surrounded by new people, which causes everything else to be different. But one of the things I like being consistent is Let's Play Monday being here on a Monday. And so even though all my muscles hurt so much, even though there's very loud housework, you might have heard the cutting during this stream, my floor is finally being put in. I wanted to put a Let's Play out here for you today, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Also, today we learned, apparently, crafting table trees are not a good idea. Maybe leaving that one there was a good idea. What do you think? If we make a crafting table, I know Harrison's done this. If we made a crafting table forest next to our furnace biome, no, I think we'd have to, if we were going to build this biome out more, we'd use other technical blocks. But if we were going to do that, as I was saying, do you feel like we should leave the top block normal so we can do this? Or do you think actually we'll just place new leaves around that? We can do that. Let me know in the comments down below, because I'll see you all in the next one, because you blow. Yeah, no, thank you very much for watching this video. The Let's Plays have been this big burden on my mind recently, because I have to like record them, send them off, and you know, I want to go back to the old school way where it's just like, no, what we do is it's all one big take. Sometimes I add an outro, sometimes like last week, even that, if I don't want to edit that together, won't even do that. And to me, that's much more enjoyable. I think at some point we'll switch back, but that's me finding consistency hard, you know? Like, I think it's weird, but also somewhat normal to be like, yeah, actually, it is, you know, I have a tree that I can't put anywhere. We'll just throw it in the desert well, and then we'll wish for happiness to come soon. Please grant me happiness, world. Or at least just let me not have sadness. But yeah, I think that an example of that is like this Let's Play. We're going in and out of it all the time. But I think that's fine, actually. You know, given that like some number of the viewers are also inconsistent, coming in and out, like in some versions of Let's Plays, like in others. As long as I'm enjoying it, and as long as it's happening on the Monday, maybe the format isn't as important as the everything else. Anyway, let me know what you think. I hope you'll enjoy the video, and I'll see you all next time. I don't actually know my own outro noise. I'm gonna go. Just imagine you can hear that right now. Wow, your imagination's insane.